Hi, everybody. Welcome to No Story is Sacred. If you've never listened before, we're 4 siblings who grew up talking about the art of storytelling. Now that we're adults, we're still talking about it, and we're inviting you to join the conversation. I'm Pippin, and I hope that I dazzle you.
I'm Kat, and I sparkle under fluorescence.
I'm Alex, and I made a vow to never read this book. And I kept it. I kept it.
And I'm Brendan, and honestly, I'm Team Charlie.
I think we all should be, honestly.
Long suffering. So with all those hints, Pip, what are we talking about today?
Today, we're talking about Stephenie Meyer's Twilight. So, spoilers abound. If you want specific content warnings, check out the show notes on nostoryissacred.com. Thanks to listener Tim for the request.
Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, Tim.
God damn it, Tim.
If we talk about the people who make requests this way, they're not going to request things anymore.
JK, we love the fact that we had to talk about Twilight.
Thank you, Tim.
Twice now, actually. Because, fun fact, this is the second time we're doing this because my audio editing program destroyed the original project.
Nice. Sad Trombone will be making an appearance early in this recording.
Listen, that was the practice run, because Twilight is worth it.
Hashtag worth it.
Listen, that is what I'm saying to console myself.
But Pippin, why is it worth it? Maybe you should explain it to us.
It provides hours of joys. Ooh. It provides hours of joy. For those of you who either haven't seen the movie, read the book, or need reminding about what it's about, the movie summary is: high school student Bella Swan, always a bit of a misfit, doesn't expect life to change much when she moves from sunny Arizona to rainy Washington State. Aww. Then she meets Edward Cullen, a handsome but mysterious teen whose eyes seem to peer directly into her soul. Ooh. Edward is a vampire
and a stalker.
Edward is a vampire.
And a stalker. Whose family does not drink blood. And Bella, far from being frightened, enters into a dangerous romance with her immortal soulmate.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, God. Twilight.
You know what? What is with vampires who don't drink blood? You know what that makes them? Goths. Done.
Do you know what they call themselves? They call themselves vegetarians, even though they drink animal blood.
Yeah, it's kind of the antithesis of vegetarian, really.
Yeah.
Clearly the reason this was done was to make these quote unquote safe. These are safe vampires, so you can feel okay about the fact that you're romancing them.
If I'm romancing a vampire, I want that danger. Let's be real.
You don't want to date the one who's a member of PEF, or VEF. Vampires for the Ethical Treatment of Humans.
That's...
we have... Paranormal romance is a genre. I don't know where it was in its gestation when Twilight came out, but frankly, you have vampires who are sucking people's blood. It's a deal. It's a thing.
Well, historically, vampires are they're symbolic for STDs and
sex in general.
Sexy times.
What?
Inappropriate sex. It's inappropriate sex is what it is.
Well, any sex out of wedlock is,
Womp womp.
Well, any sex without the express purpose of making a child between a husband and wife. That's what it is.
Yep.
That's bad.
And the hole in the bedsheet.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Wait, does that mean that all lesbians are vampires?
Yes.
Oh, alright.
Camilla was onto something.
Carmilla had lesbian vampires. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, before Dracula. But Dracula had Lucy. Lucy was of the loose morals. What?
Lucy morals? That seems... side note, That seems like either a Dick Tracy villainess or like a Bond villainess.
Lucy Morals.
That's awesome.
I do kind of love it.
Not Bond. It should be a Lucy something else.
Oh, yep.
God,
yep.
yeah.
Keep it Dick Tracy. Dick Tracy. Yeah, but Lucy had, Lucy in the book Dracula had 3 men on the hook, which is a little, shall we say, avant-garde.
Ooh.
Lucy. And so naturally she gets, knocked up, turned into a vampire by Dracula.
Yeah.
Shame.
What? Does anybody know what the appeal of the vampire in Twilight is?
How
Clearly there was one. It was very successful.
Vampire, or like what the appeal of the? Oh, I don't know.
I think the appeal was what he did to Bella.
Yeah.
I think the appeal is it's symbolic of an older man without actually having it be creepy, because he looks like he's your own age, but clearly is much more experienced in such things.
And there probably is some amount of danger. Isn't he, like, constantly almost going to bite her or something?
Yeah. Oh, God.
You know.
Well, like, it could also be that, the redeeming thing. Oh, it's through our love alone that he won't eat me.
Except he wasn't going to eat people before that, because he's a vegetarian.
Well, Bella represents temptation for him. Temptation that he is supposed to fight against, as opposed to your traditional vampire stories where, yeah, humans were awfully tempting, but the temptation is actually us approaching them, I think. Or maybe don't get fucking bitten. It's different. It puts the onus on the vampire as opposed to on the woman for being temptation.
I would like to just point out that Edward does call Bella his own personal brand of heroin.
Cue Depeche Mode song.
Well, he also called her a spider monkey, so...
Yeah, he did. He did.
He knew how to romance people.
Oh, God. Perpetually awkward.
Maybe that's why he's in high school.
Yeah.
Here's a book of pet names. Just try those.
My little spider monkey.
Well, he probably, maybe Bella isn't the first girl he dated.
Ooh.
It's like, hang on tight, little bear.
Also, is that Benji I hear in the background?
Yeah,
hey,
yeah, he has his rolling ball treat thing, so
Okay.
He's being cute.
So let's talk a little bit about
The story.
The story.
Or the plot.
Both.
This is a plot such as it is.
So quick question. Amongst all of y'all, what have you read the book, have you seen the movie, or have you done both?
Both.
Ooh.
That's right.
What?
Ooh.
I have watched all the movies except, well, no. I watched like 3 of them, and one of them I've only ever seen drunk. Whoops.
I've only done the first of each, to be fair.
Yeah, I read most of the books. I stopped in the last one after Bella became a vampire. Spoiler alert. Because I figured, she reached her endgame. I'm done now. So I just skipped all the creepy vampire child bits. Because no one needs that.
Hello, Mother. Hello. I've been falling in love with your boyfriend.
Oh God, I forgot that part.
Yeah.
But that's not this
No,
story.
it's not
This
the story.
story is young Bella moving from sunny Phoenix to rainy, terrible Forks, Washington. And how do we know it's rainy, terrible Forks, Washington? Well, she spends the first quarter of the book complaining about it.
Yes.
I don't mind that. Well, wait. Alex, what did you read? Or watch?
I just watched the first movie via riff tracks.
One removed. And I watched the movies. I watched a few of the movies. I haven't seen the last 2 or whatever it is, the split up one. And I started reading the book. And then I got way creeped out by the relationship.
Which is understandable, because it's a creepy as fuck relationship.
Yeah.
The creepiest.
Well, it's that whole thing where he's like, you didn't see me doing a van thing. I didn't move anything. I didn't move super fast. What? And she's like, you totally fucking did. He's like, nope.
But I saw Obi-Wan Kenobi do this.
Yeah. Well, but the difference is that, it'd be one thing if he's like, no, I didn't see it. And then she's like, yeah, lol. Fuck you. You totally did. So let's move on from there. But there was too much of the, I don't know, the whole controlling thing. It bothered me.
Controlling, yeah, I can get that. I guess I kind of gave that part a pass, because there's so much worse stuff that happens, at least in terms of stalkerish controlling.
Yeah.
But also, it's just like, okay, yeah, he's clearly supernatural. Clearly, she knows, and it's just kind of the don't tell the press about it kind of thing. Could have been articulated better, but, we're not saying this is a brilliantly written story either, so.
But I think that we have talked in the past about, responsibility to the modern world, to the world that you're writing in.
Yes.
And also we have to acknowledge, like, for all that we think it's shit, and it is shit, this was a vastly popular series, and frankly, if I could make that kind of dough, sure. I want to find out what the secret sauce is.
The secret sauce, I think there's some prevailing theories about that, right? Mm-hmm. Like, well, keep in mind, like, the story itself started off, like, in the midst of the Harry Potter craze. Mm-hmm. So we had a generation of readers primed for this shit.
Generation of readers who have started Harry Potter younger and reading along, and suddenly become of an age where suddenly supernatural romance, let's get into that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And of course there was like the big gap going on in publishing, like we're all like waiting desperately for the next Harry Potter book, so better like pump up some methadone in the form of Twilight. It'll get us through.
Oh.
Have we actually gotten the next Harry Potter?
I think it's going to be a long time before we get anything as big as Harry Potter. Because
I mean, not until Kat writes Good Morning or Greetings Valentine.
Until Greetings Valentine comes out, then that's going to be the hot shit everywhere. Oh God.
I mean, there have been other big major properties. What do you call it? The Hunger Games was one.
Oh yeah. Are we also still like waiting for Game of Thrones to just finish?
Yeah, I think Game of Thrones is the kind of contender, I'd say, at least in terms of pop culture saturation, because, I mean, take this summer, for instance, everybody was talking about it.
Yeah, but I still don't think it's reached quite the level of Harry Potter.
Can't.
Yeah, no, it can't.
Kids aren't going to be watching Game of Thrones.
Also, I bet, without thinking, we all know our Harry Potter, our Hogwarts house,
Exactly.
but we don't necessarily know our Game of Thrones house, our Westeros house.
Exactly. I mean, there's no sense of inner competition amongst us all, and you don't feel the urge to who would be put on which team. Like, I mean, Brendan, you referenced it in your introduction. Everyone had a team when you were talking about Twilight.
Team Edward.
And then you have a Hogwarts house.
Wasn't there like a bunch of like these novels trying to artificially do that? You don't want to be put into that section, because then you'll be outcast socially.
Oh, yeah, like,
Insurgent or Divergent?
Divergent is the first one, yeah.
I mean, but to be fair, the teens as outcasts and which one's which is a popular topic. I mean, Scott Westerfeld did the Uglies and Pretties and Specials series, which is genius.
And maybe that's why Bella, as written, appealed to so many people, because she was the outcast protagonist. So it's like, oh, I'm outside of the norm.
Which is what many teenagers feel like. I mean, I actually thought that her voice was pretty good.
To be fair, I was never a teenage girl, so I can't really,
I was, and let me tell you, it kind of sucked.
It was awful. It was the fucking worst. And so I'm
high
like,
school sucks.
True.
yeah, general. But no, I actually really felt for Bella. I didn't mind her narration. I thought it was okay. I thought that, was she a bit moody? Sure, but so was fucking Holden Caulfield, and he's supposed to be Western literature, so...
Though, here's the thing. God, Forks High School, most inclusive and accepted high school in the nation. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Hey there, Bella. Wanna join us for some after-school activities? Now I have to go stumble away. Okay, then we'll invite you tomorrow.
I have to go study. Hey, Bella, want a date? What? No? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I missed you, what?
I don't know if the listener knows much about small town life.
Oh, God.
But we do. My class was a graduating class of, I've always said 40, but I have been informed by my classmates, who I'm still all in contact with, that it was closer to like 35 or something.
The number who graduated is less than the number you remember because not all the people graduated.
Womp womp.
But yeah, between 35 and 40, I think, was the average class size, depending on the year.
Oh man, I remember when I was a senior, the freshman class was like 70 kids to start out with. They didn't all graduate.
No, God, no.
But I remember, they were huge. We were upset because they were taking over the goddamn school. There were too many of them, and they were little shits.
I like how we're like immediately falling into gossip that's like 20 years old at this point.
Oh my God. Speaking of gossip, we mentioned, graduating class, 36 people or so. Mm-hmm. Imagine, if you will, if 6 out of the 36 classmates happened to be vampires.
We'd notice.
Oh yeah.
We'd all clue in, especially the fact that they're all sleeping with each other.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, we might not clue in exactly on the vampire bit, but we'd notice that they were weirder than everybody else, and the weird sexual stuff.
We'd think that they were part of some cult that ran away.
Yeah, so I don't know if this was a thing for you guys. It was definitely a thing for my class. We, you didn't date within your own class? There were so few of us, and we'd been together since we were like fucking 5 or something.
Yeah.
So like you always dated like the class above or the class below. You didn't date within your class. Like we had one couple in our class, and we were all like, well, all right then.
From my remembrance, I think there was a lot more between grade dating, or, you had people who are like, from a different school or something.
Yeah.
Like, if I remember correctly, if people dated within our own class, it was people who moved to town later.
Oh, yeah. I can see that. That makes sense.
And speaking of moving to town later, that's a bit that we can't relate to and might be part of Bella's perspective.
True.
Because we do not know what it's like to move to that small town. Because you notice how we fell into small town gossip?
Those Cullens kids.
I imagine that can be pretty alienating to people who move there.
Yeah.
That being said, that did not exactly come through in the book, and I think it would have been really interesting.
Well, also, and also the fact that she's shiny and new. Shiny and new, and in addition to the gene pool, is all very important when you're in a small town. But the reason we're talking about this is because I don't know if we've actually said, there's not just Edward Cullen of the Cullens in this school.
Oh, yeah.
No, there's an entire vampire family.
And it's the weirdest thing. These vampires are all so much more interesting than Edward, my hair sticks straight up, Cullen.
Oh yeah, I'd read a story about any of the other vampires.
Well, and the fact that they're all sleeping together, even though they're siblings. But that's okay, because they're foster, or something like that. Nah.
Dr. Cullen is saving so many lives in town, and all those snowmobilers who almost die every year, but damn. I think, are they a cult?
Are they a sex cult? Like one of the sleeping with each other is like sleeping with Jesus cult?
Oh my God.
Just if Edward hands you a Kool-Aid, don't drink it.
That's what I was going to say, except I was thinking one of the other vampires, Emmett, totally goes around with a thing of Kool-Aid. Just drinking it.
Oh my God.
He doesn't care if he can't actually digest it at all. Doesn't fucking care. He thinks it's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, again, I don't think we clue on the fact that vampires were a thing necessarily, but there'd be school gossip. Again, 1/6 of the class as vampires
Yeah.
that sleep with each other. yeah, we'd be gossiping.
And not only that, but they don't hang out with everyone else.
Oh yeah, they don't hang out. So we're just kind of talking about like how weird it is that the school is very inclusive. I mean, beyond like the first kind of hesitation, and we're talking more high school, grade school's an absolute shit, but by the high school level, like, yeah, if you're doing any extracurriculars
whatsoever,
yeah, you're seeing the same people over and over again. It's like, oh, you're in the
drama club.
You're in the basketball team, the drama club, key club, everything.
Youth and government.
Oh, yeah. Band. Like, there was no, like, this is the dorky, group. That didn't exist. Because there weren't enough people to populate a dorky club.
Yeah, the valedictorian is a jock, is a theater nerd.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Happens, yeah.
Which made it really awkward if you really just wanted to find the outcast group and be part of that. Like, you were just stuck.
That was still there, but yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
But even then, that outcast is the one who knows all the answers for the English test?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you make friends.
That was me, man.
Same.
I kind of started off as the outcast and then turned into a sarcastic asshole.
Yeah,
so.
I got weirdly popular my senior year because I stopped giving a shit, and everyone thought that was amazing. And actually, come to think of it, that might be the secret behind Bella. She does not give a shit. And so everyone's like, oh my god.
Hey, this girl doesn't give a shit about us. We have to try extra hard to impress her and include her.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we tapped into Bella's popularity.
Now we know.
The zen of not giving a shit. Well, I guess that is zen, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, guys.
All right, we were talking a whole lot about, small town life there, which, understandable considering we grew up in a small town. Yes.
I don't know. We only talked about it for 20 minutes.
But like, what else happens in this story? The romance as it is kind of
bullshit. I'm sorry, what?
Weird, stalkerish. He makes like no real attempt to hide his vampiric nature. Not really, aside from the weird gaslighting line that he tries. Mm-hmm. But like, yeah, he stops the van.
The remote control was in my hand.
Punch.
And then the driver apologized.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, I almost kill you. But she clues in pretty damn quick that he's a vampire. Right? Right.
Yeah.
And then they have awkward teen romance. Yay. And we get to vampire baseball, in which the villains show up.
Yes, audience, there's vampire baseball. In case you were wondering, what am I missing from my life? Is it baseball? Is it vampires? No, it's vampire baseball!
I think you mean the most amazing part of the book.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Arg.
Now let's shine. Oh, wait, we forgot to mention that. They twisted the vampire mythos just a tiny bit in this book, didn't they?
Just a bit.
Well, because rather than being eternally cursed to never see the light of day again, now the sun makes them shine. You can't see it, but I'm doing spirit fingers right now.
Spirit fingers or jazz hands? I really need to know.
My fingers are twiddling, so
Brendan,
they're spirit fingers.
Those aren't spirit fingers. These are spirit fingers. And these are gold.
Are gold.
Nerds.
I'm going to defend that choice, okay?
Okay.
We frequently say, the joy of folklore, the joy of fairy tales is you can take shit, you can change it around.
Yeah.
Stephenie Meyers took the concept of vampires can't be in daylight and changed it to, well, why can't they be in daylight? To be fair, Joss Whedon did the same thing. They turn into dust. That's actually not a vampire thing, but he said that's what fucking happens. She says they start sparkling, and that strangely gives away the surprise of what they are. So I accept
Surprise.
that. Turning vampires less dangerous, more romantic. Why the fuck not?
I just wish it wasn't sparkles.
Sparkle.
Listen, that is the skin of a killer. Brendan.
Would you rather it was holographic?
Oh. Well, because I don't quite get how it is appealing. It's like, oh, you're sparkly. Did you go to a club? Did you go to the strip club? Oh my god.
Actually, I'm gonna confess something. I would totally like to see somebody with sparkle skin. And I think that's, people buy makeup to that effect.
For me, it was like that one step a bit too far. It's like, okay, you can buy the vampire romance, but then plus shiny dazzling skin, it felt like, oh, this is all just one big setup to be so I dated a vampire. It kind of reduced the threat a little bit.
Well, to be fair, I think that was half of what she was going for is, because...
Oh, yeah. And maybe that was the appeal.
This is a safe romance, as it were.
A safe vampire.
There's mild danger, but it's even more supposed to be about this soul bond with something. I think you hit the nail on the head. It's the winter spring romance, but made less creepy.
And then there's that appeal of like, ooh, if this romance holds true, we will be soulmates forever and ever and ever. Yay.
In an attempt to make it less creepy, kind of made it creepy in a different way.
Yeah, he's kind of a pedophile, isn't he?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Just a tad.
Or were you saying something, Pep?
Oh, I was just gonna say something in the defense of the romance.
Do it.
Go for it.
Because Kat you asked earlier what the appeal was. Specifically with the vampires, but I'm gonna go for the story in general.
Yeah.
In traditional romance books and in our culture in general.
Yeah, Western culture in general.
There's the idea of who does the pursuing and who is pursued in relationships.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But there's the idea of, the man is the gate crasher and the woman is the gatekeeper. And women are supposed to keep men away and men are kind of supposed to keep pursuing until they get there. It's all very Keymaster and Gatekeeper from Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And that's the way it's always supposed to be. It doesn't always happen these days, but traditionally. Whereas in Twilight, Bella's the one going, Edward, let's pursue this relationship. Let's make out. Let's have a good time.
Yeah, she was DTF from moment one, more or less.
She looked at Edward and she was like, yes, that is what I will be having tonight. And Edward's the one.
No.
The pork. Whereas Edward is the one going, no, we can't do this. We have to get married first in later books.
You gotta put a ring on this.
Yeah. And so he's the one gatekeeping and she's the one trying to gate crash.
Mm-hmm.
From a female perspective, that is refreshing.
That's very true. It's also, more realistic, I think, to your average teenage girl or whatever, point of view. Yeah. Slice me off a bit of that. And she is nicely actually going ahead with it, which is power fantasy for women, which is nice.
And maybe there's also something to be said about her kind of like taming the beast, as it were, because he does admit to having killed people before, but he's not going to kill her because love.
Or
even though he really wanted to.
He wants to.
Like, so bad.
Heroin.
His own personal brand.
Bella brand heroin, now at a store near you.
Oh, again, Depeche Mode.
But yeah, back on track with the vampire baseball. Yeah, that was a scene, wasn't it?
So, quick anecdote about vampire baseball.
Do it.
The first time I'm reading the book, years ago, right? Possibly before my first year of college, I'm in the kitchen back in our hometown, right?
Yeah.
And I'm reading the book. And I get to the line where they say they actually used the phrase, I think, vampire baseball. And Edward says it's the American pastime or something like that. And I start, the only word to use is cackling. And Alex is on the other side of the house, hears me, comes running in and goes, "What happened?"
Dear audience, you have to understand that this is not like a ranch house or anything else. This was an, 2-story Victorian. So when she says the other side of the house, you have to understand that in order for her to replicate that sound here, we would have to bust the microphones.
My neighbors would be very upset with me.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of the baseball scene. So what did you guys think of the villains showing up right then? They were doing stuff in the background. In the movie, they killed that poor Santa guy. Oh. So what do you think of them just showing up the last minute? I felt it was a little forced.
Yeah. Deus ex villain.
Villain ex machina.
I mean, I think that that's making an assumption about what the story is supposed to be. It makes sense to me that they show up in the last minute because the story is not about, the dangers of vampires or vampire whatever, blah, 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 blah. It's a romance. And so what's front and center in a romance is the romance. And that is ongoing. That's, throw some danger in at the end, but you have to look at what the genre you're working in is.
I suppose I just wanted more establishment of these as a presence, which I think, again, the movie strives to address, but doesn't really happen as much in the books. Or in the book, rather, not books, not plural, not yet. But for me, it just kind of felt like they just showed up at the baseball game out of nowhere. That was convenient. Oh, you happen to have a human with you? Oh, I'm going to hunt her down for shits and giggles. Haha, because I'm bad.
Well, not just for shits and giggles. He's a fucking vampire. That's what they do. The Cullen family are supposed to be the weirdos here.
Well, that's the thing. There's more Cullens than there are bad guy vampires here in this story. I can tell you how the conflict would have resolved itself in quote-unquote real world. They threatened at the baseball game. Edward reads that guy's mind. It's like, oh, he's going to kill Bella regardless. Cullens, attack! And then they do dance flourishes while decapitating all three vampires. It's cute.
I'm sorry, I just heard a musical cue in my head. It was amazing.
But yeah, no, Jasper calms them all down so they don't want to fight back. Mm-hmm. Because Jasper, if the audience isn't aware, can control moods. Not creepy at all.
Nope.
Mm-hmm. Alice can read their minds, so if they're going to counterattack, she can work with that.
No, not read their minds, read the future.
So she knows what's going to happen. Edward reads their minds, so can see what they're planning, as opposed to what they're actually going to do. And then the others just sort of kick ass and take names. And it fights bears, for Christ's sake.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the plot could have been resolved in minutes.
Well,
yeah.
It's like, Bella, hold my back.
Quick question for you guys. I don't remember. Can Edward read Bella's mind?
No, he can't.
Nope. Oh, thank Christ.
That was a major plot point, actually.
That's part of why he was so drawn to her.
Okay, good.
And because she smelled so yummy.
Like Frisia.
Yeah, so he can't read her mind. So, maybe that might excuse some of the behavior. Not really, because again, kind of controlling and creepy and weird. But hey, he was a guy from the 1910s, so yeah, that was normal back then, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you a hay penny, Bella. Here you go.
Is that what they're calling it these days?
Let me get my velocipede.
No. Wait. Would he have written a penny farthing?
Great mental image.
Oh, he could have had a mustache.
Oh, he totally would have had a mustache.
Oh, yeah. Well, was he old enough to grow a mustache when he died?
I don't know. You're
17?
dudes. How does puberty work?
He was
for
a
dudes?
teenager. Teenagers can grow mustaches. It would be like a really weak mustache. Well, he has time. He can have a mustache if he wants. I mean, he can grow out that hair.
I'm wondering if vampires actually can grow out their hair, because can you imagine having a wispy teenage mustache for eternity?
I really want to see like a mountain man vampire.
I'm just imagining Edward with that hairstyle forever. I think they can just grow hair at whim. It's not natural, but they can just be like, I'm going to will my hair to grow.
Edward grunge years.
The weirdest.
It's not a phase, Carlisle.
Yes, it is. We've been over this how many times?
Who I am. Edward wearing bell bottoms. It is a thing that must have happened.
Oh my God.
But I think, we kind of been going all over the place, just cause we're just there's not much else to talk about in this book. The climax was kind of weird and weak. They go running away, have adventures on the road. Eventually they're in Phoenix because change of scene, and they fucking kill the other vampire. The end.
Well, I mean, yeah. But how does I forget how, in the movie, how does the relationship end? It's like with prom or some shit, isn't it?
Yeah, it ends at the prom because all high school stories are at the prom.
Yeah.
I guess they're junior prom,
probably.
right?
Yeah.
But it's a romance. Of course it ends there.
Yeah.
It's a high school romance,
Yeah.
too. It makes sense for it to end at prom.
And of course, he has to make that creepy observations like, oh, your cast is beautiful.
I like it when you're beaten up.
Oh, God.
I just imagine Bella's dad, Charlie, glaring a death glare at Edward there. It's like, what
Charlie is much better in the movie than the books, from what I understand.
Yeah, probably.
Well, one of the reasons I have a problem with Charlie sometimes is because of the time in a later book, when Jacob kissed Bella without her permission and she punched him.
Good girl.
Yeah, except
She
first
broke her fist on his face.
she did break his fist on his face.
Nice.
Because he was a werewolf, so he had super hard skin.
I don't think that's how hitting people works, but, you know.
It does. No, you can break your fist easily.
no,
It's gone.
His first response was to congratulate Jacob for going for it.
Grats, bro. That's my daughter. Wait, which is not how any dad would react to that situation.
But I think when he found out that she broke her hand, he was like, "Wait, were you doing it right?" And then, and then told her, "Don't tuck your thumb in." I think that's how it went down. It's been a while.
Half of that reaction was right.
Yeah. But yeah, movie Charlie, great.
Movie Charlie was amazing.
Yeah, movie Charlie. Well, that's kind of why I based my opening remark on Team Charlie, because, yeah, movie Charlie. He's sensible and, trying his hardest. And it's the chief of police, come on.
Yeah.
And also is justifiably like, the fuck you doing around my daughter, weirdo?
Wait, your boyfriend's coming to visit? Hold on, I better finish cleaning my shotgun.
That just have my shotgun here, coincidentally. Oh, hey, how's it going?
I think... See, now I can't remember if it actually was coincidentally out or if he knew he was coming over. Because it's almost funnier if it actually was a coincidence.
Well, clicking it up was not a coincidence.
Oh, no, that was totally on purpose.
I have to say, wait, did he do that thing where it's like one-handed?
Yeah.
Okay, so for the listening audience, that is my personal, that's one of my bulletproof kinks. One of those things that I don't care where it shows up, what movie, I'll just be like, yes. And if the audience knows of any other movies where somebody goes ching with one-handed with the shotgun, please send them, because I need that in my life.
She needs to know.
I need to know for scholarly purposes.
All right, so do we want to get into story treatments?
Yeah,
Well, I think we do. So, I'm gonna hijack it and go first, because fuck y'all.
How dare you?
First of all, how dare you? Second of all, yeah, go for it.
Okay, so as I was talking about before, I didn't like the antagonists, the villains in the piece. So that's the approach I was going for my story treatment here. And that's when it hit me. There's another character we didn't get a lot of coverage of, and that was Dr. Carlisle, Papa Vampire.
Papa
Vampire makes him sound adorable.
Well, because, okay, hear me out here. This guy is super charming and creates a vampire family for himself. Is something like a little bit off about him? I think there is, and I think that's what's actually going on here. We also don't know what his powers are explicitly, I don't think. So what I'm thinking, he's the big bad, and he doesn't like the fact that Edward is edging in on, or she's edging in on the relationship between him and Edward. She's breaking up the family dynamic. He will pick the perfect person for Edward. It can't happen any other way. He's creepy. He's wrong. And maybe, some of the kind of weird aspects we saw in the book elsewhere, like Edward's weird stalking. Maybe that was Carlisle doing illusion magic or something, So trying to break them apart.
It could just be, you look at see what your examples are. And so Edward's like, well, this is clearly the correct way to,
Yeah, this is what Carlisle told me to do.
This is normal, right? Right? And Bella's like, this really is not normal.
What?
And he's like, what?
Shit.
First time I met Carla, well, he was just standing there at the foot of my bed, staring at me for like a good 10 minutes.
And he told me that was romantic.
Now, how I'd change things around from there, I'd have a lot more involvement of Charlie, perhaps more movie Charlie rather than creepy or weird bit in the later books, punching Charlie, whatever. No, that doesn't exist yet, so fuck it.
Fair enough.
The sequels are dead.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is this gets Charlie more involved because, frankly, he's the chief of police. His daughter's in trouble. He's going to get involved. And I'm just kind of picturing Edward, Charlie, Bella going to kick Carlisle's ass at the end. Maybe the gun gets knocked out of Charlie and, he's incapacitated. So it's up to Bella to pump two in Carlisle's head.
Oh man, I am here for Bella with a shotgun.
Yeah,
I'm here for Kristen Stewart with a shotgun. I'm not gonna lie.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And maybe there's other things at play, like, Carlisle's a pillar of the community, so maybe he kind of gets Charlie suspended because Bella's acting against him or something, little dirty tricks that he's pulling behind the scenes. So yeah. Carlisle as Big Bad, and hey, the wife, Esme, she can be involved too, and maybe we can have two vampires dead for the price of one, and hey, fewer Cullens, so win-win in my book.
All right, so quick question for you.
Shoot.
At what point in the story would you have them realizing that Carlisle, the Papa vampire, is a bad guy?
Act 3.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking the kind of midpoint of the story, that's when they thought they took care of the big bad, but it turns out they were wrong. And maybe that's where we can involve like the Vampire Society as a whole, and Carlisle threw that character in as like a patsy or something. And it's like, oh wow, that was easy, and we're only halfway through the story. It's fine. Let's have more of the romance in between. In the meantime.
You think I haven't seen your movies? You always come back.
We have to, what if he didn't see the big bad, like the middle bads, the second act bads body? And so we're like, gotta be real careful, guys. Gotta be real careful.
No, I think that'd actually be a really fun, twist on the, trope of he always comes back. It's like, we didn't see their body. So clearly they are going to come back, but actually, no, they don't come back.
Because they're fucking dead.
It's Carlisle the whole time.
Well, like, then you get the funness of, like, them walking through, Carlisle's house, and, like, you open a closet door, and there's the dead body. Like, oh, there it is. Wait,
he's Bluebeard? What?
Yes, Bluebeard.
Al, do you have anything to say on Carlisle as the big bad?
No, I think I think it's pretty nice.
Thanks. So yeah, I'm trying to get us all involved.
You will take that compliment.
One of my favorite things to do, and I like that you're bringing this in, one of my favorite things to do is to have the good guy, the mentor, the positive influence, the one that you thought you could always turn to when there's trouble. Like maybe Bella goes to Carlisle's like, Edward's just so difficult. Is he? How hard? That's, wow. Maybe you should, leave him alone for a while. That might be the best.
You should go back to Phoenix, Jacksonville. Yeah. Just get far away from my son.
Listen, he's a sweet boy, but disturbed.
Exactly. And then you get the revelation.
He told me he wanted to kill you. I'm just saying this.
I'm just trying to protect you.
For your own good.
Yeah. Like, I like it in stories when the good guy mentor turns out to be bad all along. It's a thing of mine. Because you get that hideous betrayal, because it's not just the main character who has been using them as a mentor, but you yourself as an audience member, as a reader, have been trusting this character, and you're like, oh shit, if that goes down. It's like if Doc Brown from Back to the Future was like, actually, Marty,
you're my guinea pig. Do you know how many times I've watched you die, Marty?
So this is more Rick and Morty. Okay.
I sabotaged the experiment, Marty.
You're going to die here, Marty.
Oh. Yeah. Any other thoughts or comments on Dr. Carlisle as Big Bad and Bella with a shotgun?
No.
Bella with a shotgun.
I only have to add Doctor of Death, but, that seems obvious.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Ooh, Angel of Death. He's going around killing people. That's where he's been telling them that it's animal blood that he's been feeding them. It isn't.
Except, like, Hey, this tastes a lot different than the deer that we eat. Are you sure it's
fine?
It's moose.
It's moose. It's fine. It's a it's wombat? Wait, what? Is that local here? Yup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
Well, no wonder Jasper looks so constipated.
All right, Pip. I'm gonna make you do it.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Cool.
It's because you didn't speak first.
Cool.
I win.
Damn it. So, what I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking a couple things.
Okay.
One, I do have a bit of a problem with how Stephenie Meyer has clearly never been to a small town, and therefore does not know how to write them. So I'm going to change this a lot.
Oh.
Ooh.
Where I am going to move this to a big city.
What?
Yes.
You know, Pittsburgh, believe it or not, has almost as bad weather as, say, Forks, Washington does. Like, almost as many overcast days. Weirdly true.
You know what?
Yeah.
That is super convenient. Because otherwise the city I default to is Boston, and I don't want them in my city.
Boston's way too sunny.
My city, as if I live anywhere near there now.
Boston's your city of the heart.
Yeah. But no, we can totally put it in Pittsburgh, and we can use youth for local knowledge. And there's a connection to Night of the Living Dead, and they're undead. Synergy.
Nice.
Oh, we could have zombies show up eventually in the story. Wouldn't that be fun?
We had a deal. We had an ancient deal with these vampires. We get the brains.
Brains.
Bella, I took off my shirt. Do you fall in love with me?
No, put it out. Put it back on. Put it back on. Put it back on, please.
Am I just your plucky sidekick in this romantic comedy? Am I Ducky?
Barely even that. Anyway.
All right, going on, Pip.
But also, the other thing about Twilight is really self-indulgence. So just going for the thing that you like and going all in. It's what Stephenie Meyer did.
Yeah.
She found the thing she liked, she went all in.
Yeah.
And there's worse ways to write a book, honestly.
It's arguably the way to write a book and then hope lightning
Seriously.
strikes.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And one of the things that I love in fan fiction, and why not go the fanfic route, is I love college AUs, alternate universes. Mm-hmm. Like if there's a fandom with a college AU, I am down for it. At this point, I'm half convinced that I liked the first season of Daredevil because they kept flashing back to college. And I am but one woman. And I am weak. So I'm thinking that this story, instead of taking place in Forks when they're in high school, because that's... Sure, high school romances are important. It's great. Awesome to have that in fiction. Kinda creepy in context. When it's like your immortal soulmate.
Yeah, you start wondering, why the fuck are you in high school, immortal guy?
Yeah.
Do college, get thousands of degrees, anything but high school.
Just pretend to be a grad student for years. That's what David Duchovny's done.
He's like ABD. He might actually have his... I knew that once, but now I've forgotten.
Back in the day of X-Files, it was rather famous that he was like just perpetually on leave from finishing his doctoral thesis.
That's right. He became an actor to put off his...
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's some
Crazier
classic
things.
shit right
Yeah,
there.
that's the dream.
I could write my thesis, but...
Or...
acting.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm going to set this in college. They're college students. You know, Edward is doing something useless in the humanities. Even though I love the humanities and I will never abandon them.
He's
and
a
they're my favorite.
poli-sci major.
Classics. Can he be classics?
Oh yeah, he wishes in classics. Or
Musical theory.
Philosophy.
liberal arts. Just the general liberal arts degree.
Oh my god.
No, he's writing his own ethics philosophy.
Oh my god.
His own theory of ethics.
He's created his own program.
You could, oh my god. You could pull a Chris Gethard and have him do American studies. Which is why baseball.
Oh, no, wait, you guys.
Okay, go.
He's one of those guys who's always changing his major.
Oh. There you go. And that's why he can't graduate. He doesn't have enough fucking credits.
Wait. Are we saying that he is the... What was the name of the... Was it Michael Bluth? No, not... Arrested Development.
The younger Bluth.
George Michael?
Yeah.
Nope.
No,
one with glasses.
Not Michael Cera.
Jeez.
So, yeah, no. Yeah, and Bella is actually majoring in something useful in science.
Not that English majors aren't useful, too.
No, but let's get some girls in STEM. And also, I weirdly think that she would like it.
Yeah, I can see that. Oh, yeah, because there's that whole thing with the science scene where she and Edward are, like, both able to identify stuff under slides quickly.
Yeah, there's that weird thing, and that's really all I need. And
it's Buster Bluth.
Buster. Buster. Is Edward the Busters of the Cullens?
Oh my god. He is now.
I expect fan art.
Father.
I love all my children equally.
I don't
Earlier
care.
that day. I don't care for Edward. But yeah, no, so they are college students in Pittsburgh. University of Pittsburgh, I guess.
They have a medical center, so that explains Carlisle.
Ooh,
nice.
Yes.
That's right, Pittsburgh's a college town, isn't it?
Yep.
Nice.
What floor on the Cathedral of Learning, or whatever it's called, is Carlisle's office?
That's not a medical building. That's actually a purely educational building.
Well, yes, but he's a professor there, I assume.
Oh, I guess he could be a professor.
Maybe Esme's the professor.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
They're all involved in the university because that's
Of
how
course
the
they
kids get away with it.
Yeah, but what floor?
The 13th.
There we go.
Nice. But yeah, and then we can bring the villains in because there are still mysterious murders going around.
Yeah.
And mysterious murders in a small town, you notice. Mysterious murders in a large city, still not great.
But you could have a bit more mystery involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like they first take notice because one of them happens like on or too close to campus. So there's a campus-wide email that gets sent out.
And
Yes.
that's the Cullens turf, so that's why, that they get involved?
Yeah, that's why they're sort of snooping around, trying to figure out what's going on. Bella starts snooping around because she thinks she's hot shit and can figure stuff out. And maybe it happened, like, near her. Maybe she, like, maybe just met the person last second, and then they died.
Is Bella studying up to be a detective? Like criminal science?
Maybe. Forensic shit.
Taking after her father.
Aww.
Ooh, nice.
Nice! Oh man, that's so great. And so they, at first, don't trust each other because they're each snooping around going, why are you snooping around?
Are you the murderer?
You totally suspicious person. And then they fall in love.
And actually,
Yeah, they do.
you can still work in the Bella being immune to psychic powers thing, because then that could also be like why Edward gets an interest in her, because there's these murders, and there's this mysterious girl who I cannot read her mind. What the fuck?
And what if the murders are like really like weird and supernatural-ish? And so he's like, well, what's weird and supernatural-ish around here? Oh, it's that girl whose mind I can't fucking read.
Are you a wizard? Are wizards a thing here?
No, I'm a fucking freshman.
There we go. That's
That
your
is
line.
a line in the book.
Are you a wizard? No, I'm a freshman.
I'm a fucking freshman. Gotta get that alliteration going.
There you go.
And yeah, that is pretty much my story.
What's the action adventure climax or a romance climax? Take your
Or
pick.
who was the bad guy?
Oh yeah.
Well, it can still be the villains as they are in Twilight, maybe a bit more effective.
Super effective.
Are they trying to edge into Pittsburgh?
Maybe they could just be doing the passing through thing, seeing what kind of damage they can do. In the Night of the Living Dead town.
They were there for tourist reasons and decided to stay.
Legit.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if the Cullens are, quote, vegetarian, they probably wouldn't be involved in vampire society, right? Or
Nope.
purposely removed.
Not a ton.
Like maybe Carlisle is a registered member because he left.
Oh, they're all unregistered.
Maybe they were first passing through and, that's when, like, the first murder or two happened. And then they figured out that everyone was in a fucking tizzy about it. Like, not the normal police, kind of stuff, but actual people going, what's going on? And vampires are looking into them and they're like, oh, this is fucking interesting.
I'm immortal. I'm bored.
And they decided to play a game that they eventually lose.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could have brash vampires. Like, I have to imagine that some vampires are just, like, scared to lose their immortality, but there have to be, like, some who are, like, been around so long that they're just freaking bored.
Yeah, I mean, some vampires are assholes.
Some vampires are
Much
assholes.
like some people are assholes. Pippi.
Oh.
What?
Wow.
Sideswipe.
Okay. So that was Pip's story treatment there.
Alex.
Oh, I'm going next. Okay, then. Well, you guys are looking to make it more actiony and all that. What I want is not actually a new story, but the prequel to Twilight. Yes.
Oh.
The end.
Tell me more.
I want to see the Conn family move into Forks.
Ooh.
For possibly the, I don't know, first time.
Because, correct me if I'm wrong, like, they canonically switch between Forks and, like, Alaska,
They
right?
have a few different places that they go. Alaska's popular, but only in a certain time of year.
Of course.
Uh,
They have a winter home.
Fucking snowbirds.
but yeah, Forks is one of their usual haunts.
Yeah, better go to the place with werewolves. That sounds legit.
That seems right.
So yeah, Al, you're talking about them moving to Forks just before Twilight or shortly before Twilight, a couple of years, maybe, who knows?
And just them integrating themselves into the town, or as far as the townsfolk knows, but for them it's reintegrating, and like the struggles of being, these immortals who know what this place is, but can't actually say, oh yeah, I know that a turn, it's a bad one.
Oh, you're going down 40 Mile Hill. Yeah.
Yeah. Or knowing where Dead Man's Curve is.
Nah.
Or knowing where the Pickwick is.
Oh, the Pickwick. Another facet of small town for us, huh?
I miss the Pickwick.
Or where the Rite Aid used to be.
Oh, yeah. I actually...
Not where the Rite Aid is.
Nope.
Where it used to be.
So if listeners haven't cottoned on, these are actually all real places and true things from our town. I was looking up our local Moose Festival, as one does, because everywhere has a Moose Festival. And
hey,
literally...
it's awesome.
Yeah, of course, I love it. But literally in the directions, like on the map that they provided, was... and parking can be in the old Rite Aid's parking lot. The Rite Aid is not there anymore. The building is gone. It's just a paved surface.
It hasn't been there for several years.
Oh, yeah.
But we're all like,
man,
oh, of course. Yeah, the old Rite Aid parking lot, naturally.
Oh, yeah, the old
you guys
Rite
know
Aid, yeah.
exactly where I'm talking about, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
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 I mean...
Well, because we're talking about assimilating into small town life, Kat. It's an important asset.
Yeah, we are having all these conversations, and the Cullens have to pretend they don't know.
Well, the
what's going
Cullens
on.
have to pretend to understand or not make really outdated references.
Oh, yeah, they have to... Okay, in order to put up appearances, we have to make a stop up over... what's a...
The bowling alley?
Yeah, we have to make a stop over at Hank's Bowling Alley. I know, it's a cheesy place, but it's where everybody goes. And they go there, and... What happened to Hank's?
What the hell?
No, it can't be gone. They had my bowling ball. My lucky bowling ball.
Those assholes. And I'm just imagining, like, them trying to ask for directions, and they go like, oh, right down near where the old general store used to be.
Oh, yeah.
And then all the locals are like, what?
I think I heard my grandpa talk about that. Wow. Good local trivia. You guys have been studying up on town history. You should.
Yes.
You know what? Old Miss Carruthers, she manages the Historical Society. I'm sure she could use a hand.
And meanwhile, there's Jasper being, oh shit, it's Cindy.
I used to date her.
Oh, fuck.
Please don't have gotten even more hot. Please don't have gotten even more hot. No, she aged gracefully.
Helen Mirren as the lovely, Historical Society clerk.
I would watch that right the fuck now.
Same. So Al, what else goes on in the story?
Well, for some conflict, they have to deal with the fact that there is also a vampire hunter in the town.
Dun,
Yes.
dun, dun.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
Like you do.
You know who that vampire hunter is? Charlie.
Yes.
Question. Does Charlie ever catch on that the Cullens are the vampires?
Oh, he catches on. Cause you know who he calls in for those mysterious bites? It's in the first movie? Dr. Carlisle. Like, I'm a general practitioner, or whatever. Not a coroner.
Damn it, man. I'm a general practitioner, not a coroner.
Like, yeah, but I'm certain you know what we're looking at here.
Don't you?
Knowing glance.
Yeah.
That could also explain why maybe he's really hesitant to have Bella date a vampire.
Yeah.
Like, he likes them, but not
Likes
that
them.
much.
No. He prefers the werewolves. They have their own weirdness, but they're at least, not going to eat her.
So far.
Not in that way, anyway.
So what genre? What genre are you thinking of for this?
I'm thinking lighthearted comedy.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I ain't looking for a horror romance or action and thriller or anything like that. Just quirky comedy with vampires.
Like a fish out of water comedy?
Yes. With sparkling.
Sparkle.
God, Charlie's reaction.
Oh yeah, wait, this entire damn time, you guys don't show up in the light because you fucking glitter?
This is the skin of a killer, Charlie.
That's the skin of someone who spent too much time in Hobby Lobby.
It's the skin of Liberace.
It's the skin of a dumbass, I'll tell you that.
But then that might explain why Charlie hangs out with the werewolf crew so much.
Oh.
Yeah. Charlie, he's cotton on to the supernatural.
He's clued in other words.
Yes.
He could be a wizard, too.
Why? It's why he's immune. He did a ritual.
Oh, man.
Okay, but wait. So is he a vampire hunter?
Yes.
Yeah.
If he's a vampire hunter, why isn't he hunting the Cullens?
Because they're vegetarian.
Yeah.
Okay.
That could be the budding bromance between Charlie and Dr. Carlisle.
Romances.
They'd be like, Turk and JD and Scrubs.
To be fair, I want Charlie to have a bromance with, everybody.
Yeah. Charlie just needs more love and not
True.
just general scorn from his teenage daughter. Which actually, amendment to mine, I would want them to have a reconciliation by the end of the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That seems legit.
All right, Al, anything else for yours?
Vampire hockey.
I'd watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, they came in through Canada.
I mean, Edward does spend a lot of time there.
And you know what? There's always trouble whenever somebody gets hit and bleeds. It's a violent sport. It's the closest we can get to our true natures.
Fighting is part of it, and I bet it gets fun when it's the vampires.
Tossing through trees. Okay. So, we have had 3 story retellings. Kat,
No!
it's your turn.
Oh no! Alright. Okay.
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do when they come for you? Alright guys, here's my thing. I'm gonna go way over to the side here.
Okay.
Left field to bring the baseball analogy in.
The vampire baseball analogy.
Yeah.
Here's my question. Why are they vampires?
Why the hell
Because
not?
Stephenie Meyer said so.
Well, you know what? I want to say to hell with that. I'm gonna make them elves. And not happy, cheery ones. I'm gonna make them the badass old school ones. The ones that Pippi has a fairy circle around in her backyard that she apparently keeps there.
One time I nearly stepped on it, and I actually nearly tripped to make sure that I didn't.
They're watching you, dude. They are watching you.
I just need to step once and I'm gone.
You're gone. We'll know.
Bye-bye, Pippin.
Oh, it's sad.
I'll miss you guys.
We'll have a memorial episode. It'll be great.
Thanks.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to take in a little bit of everybody's. Sort of. I also want to keep Bella's agency. Bella being the hot shit that she is. I want to make this a modern interpretation of the ballad Tamlin.
Woo! Love Tamlin.
Can you give a brief synopsis of Tamlin?
I can't, but Pip can.
So,
This one time.
this one time in Scotland.
Yeah, sure.
So there's this girl named Janet.
Damn it.
You know, she's, yeah. You know, she's super pretty. Maybe looks a bit like Susan Sarandon. So this one time she goes to, this place called Carter Hall and she meets this guy named Tamlin.
What? Title drop.
And Tamlin goes, what the shit are you doing here? No one's supposed to be here. And Janet goes, I think you'll find that, Carter Hall belongs to me. And they talk for a bit. One thing leads to another.
Sexy times.
They get it on.
The song, the ballad fades to black. Next thing we know, Janet is talking to her dad, and her dad is all like, hey, Janet, sweetie.
Can't help but notice.
I can't help but notice that you are maybe just a little bit tiny kind of pregnant. and that's fine. Cool. Just tell me who the dad is and we can, you know, work something out. And Janet says worse to the effect of fuck you. Because none of, the knights in your hall are the dad. They are old and crusty and I don't like them. And Janet goes back to Carter Hall to see Tamlin. And she goes, hey.
Tamlin, you are the father.
Yeah, pretty much. And by the way, do you plan to, you know, be a father to this child? And Tamlin is all like, I totally want to be, but I am technically, a slave to the fairies.
Whoops.
It's a thing. Because one time I was a knight, I fell like knights do, and they stole me up. And Tamlin's like, but we can do something about it. You know, but we have to do something before they sacrifice me to hell in a couple of days.
Like you do.
Because then I'll have to go get a pack of smokes. It's
Because I'm the yummiest sacrifice they have. Because did I mention I was a knight? Please tell me you're impressed by that. And Jan's like, cool. I can totally rescue you. And Tamlin's like, okay, there's just a couple things you have to do. You know, when they're parading me down to, the sacrifice spot, all you have to do is find me where I'm riding. I'll have a differently colored horse because I'm special. And all you have to do is pull me down from my horse.
Seems simple.
Totally easy. Totally can do it. And Jan's like, cool, got it. Pull you down from your horse. And Tamlin's like, and then they're gonna make me transform a couple times, but it'll be cool. All you have to do is keep holding on to me and don't let go. And Janet's like, cool, don't let go. I already don't want it to, so that works out for us. And Tim's like, yeah, cool, don't let me go, even if they transform me into a lion, which they will.
I like cats.
Janet's like, yeah, cool. It's just a really big cat. And Tim's like, don't let me go if they turn me into a really big snake. Janet's like, cool, awesome, kinda slithery, but fine. And Tim's like, and don't let me go if they turn me, when they turn me into a giant burning rod of iron. And Jen is all like, not in a fun way, and Tim is all like, definitely not in a fun way. Jen is all like, cool, won't let you go no matter what.
Didn't need those fingers anyway.
Yeah, and Tim is all like, and if you hold on, I'll be a naked knight in your arms.
Yeah, you will.
And your baby will have a dad. And Janet's all like, well, that is what started this and hopefully what will end this, so cool. And so Janet does in fact pull him from his horse, keeps holding on to him through all the transformations until he is a naked knight in her arms. And he is now freed from the fairies. And
Hooray.
we end the ballad with the fairy queen being super pissed, but unable to do anything because Janet followed all the rules. Mm-hmm. But there's sort of an implication that the moment the fairy queen can get away with it, they are both super screwed. But happy ending.
For now.
For now. Or at least that's the version I know.
So what this comes down to is basically, I want to solve the issue of Edward being a super fucking creepy 200-year-old undead guy. Make him human. The fairies, the elves, and so forth have glamour. That's why they're sparkly, but also why they can wander around and not be immediately noticed as sparkly. Because I'm sorry, it's not that cloudy anywhere.
Anywhere in the continental U.S.
Yeah, it's not that fucking cloudy.
You can get sunburn with it on an overcast day.
Exactly.
Oh, good point.
It's a nice story structure. I like stealing ballad structures.
I'm guessing you're not gonna have teen pregnancy be a plot element.
Well, it was in the Twilight books in the later part.
It was.
True. But as a book one.
As of book one, no, maybe not. Although, this actually gets a little bit into Pip's rewrite. There was a college AU of Tamlin.
Fuck yes!
Called Tamlin. It was,
Real original.
and the classics majors are the elves. Makes sense.
No, really?
Yeah, for real, it was amazing.
I need this in my life.
Dude, we will make it happen.
Awesome.
But, I read it when I was in high school because I'm like, I really need to find out what college is going to be like. And you know what?
Oh, sweet.
And you know what? I was right. It was just like that.
To be fair, your school was weird.
My school was amazing. My school had, incorporated paganism as part of its regular rituals, so.
Like you do.
So yeah, I would really lean into, I'd keep the supernatural. I would just change up who was who.
So one concern I have is part of the appeal of the story originally was the kind of playing with fire, you're seducing a vampire like you do. So the thing I worry about is, to the average person, the elves aren't necessarily this kind of fire that you're playing with. You'd have to do a lot of audience education in terms of just how much of a bad idea it is to deal with the Fae in any regard.
In the college AU version that I read, that actually was part of the purpose behind the pregnancy plot. That was the playing with fire. You know what? You might get fucking pregnant. And guess what? You did. And
Oops.
That's a concern. It's a different kind of concern.
I think you can also sort of lean into the current cultural idea that elves are good and have Bella think that she's safe at first. And then sort of bring in the creepy aspects and have her worry, sort of twist it on its head by knowing, elves are bad and this is very foreboding. And then twist it again, going, oh no, these are the good ones.
Or one of them is.
Or one of them is. Who maybe still has those creepy aspects.
Oh dear, you ate 12 pomegranate seeds. That means you must spend 12 years as a graduate student working under me.
Oh god. Like they need the pomegranate seeds for that. It's happening anyway.
Yeah, and part of this is me wanting to move away from vampires as your supernatural thing. I like having elves.
I mean, the vampires and zombies and all that is kind of a waning supernatural trope, so it's probably ripe for other supernatural entities to kind of take the stage a little bit.
Yeah.
Banshees.
If I'm going to change anything about this story and not have it just be, oh, this is a fucking creepy relationship, my way of doing that would be to make him human, but at the same time also supernatural. Which for me, that's really where Tamlin firmly falls. So, yeah.
Interesting.
So that's
cool.
That's what I would do.
Would the Queen of the Fae show up at the end?
Well, that's where I kind of want to steal your story. I want it to be, forget the Queen. I want it to be, Carlisle.
As like a leader elf?
Yeah, because if we're pulling up what Pip just said about, oh, it starts out good, like, oh yeah, it's totally great, and then you're sort of finding out along the way, then he becomes an increasing danger.
Oh, like you could have like the little hidden thing throughout the story where it's like, he has like a really good looking soup and then the horrifying realization at the end as to what the soup was.
Yeah. Wait, what's that in reference to?
Just creepy supernatural stuff. It could be just like human blood that he's drinking the entire time. Who knows? It's the Fae. They do weird shit.
They do weird shit. All right.
They do? Ha.
I can just imagine that as the slogan for the product, the Fae. They do weird shit.
Dun, da, da. All right, so that's our 4 story treatments then, I'm guessing?
Yes, sir.
I believe so.
But do we have a game?
Why, yes, we do. Here, let me, I'm not gonna have the pretense of rolling something because as we already mentioned earlier, we already did a prior episode here, but lost it due to malfunctions. So we're going with Laundry Day.
When's Laundry Day, Brendan?
Laundry Day is what everyone is doing when the plot of the story isn't happening. So, focus on something and, just like, okay, the plot isn't happening today. What's going on? What's going on in Forks, Washington?
Well, I think I'll just jump right in here.
Do it.
Oh.
What I want to do is follow Carlisle as he goes through his rounds at the hospital. The laundry date is what they're doing on the off time. It's actually what they're doing on the off time from the plot. And for him, it's actually doing an honest day's work and not going to high school for the 35th time, you guys. I mean, come on.
Those frickin' freeloaders.
Well, yeah, I mean, you gotta wonder what kind of relationships he has with, the EMTs in the area.
Which one is his favorite nurse? The one who always does the vitals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm. And how he's like, I'm going to drink this coffee now. Gulp. See, I drank this coffee. Totally not a vampire.
Okay, what are the odds that people in the hospital totally know that he's got something going on?
Well, there's the fact that they're all medical professionals and all can recognize a person who
kind of pallid.
Kind of pallid and has no color in his lips.
Yeah. He's got some serious cyanosis going on there.
But damn it, he's a brilliant doctor.
Yeah, but at the same time, he saves as many people as he can. He's got a good knack for it.
Yeah. Question, Al. How often does it play out kind of like, as like an episode of Grey's Anatomy where like half the doctors want to sleep with them?
I mean...
And nurses, I guess, yeah.
I mean, he is very attractive. Very married.
He's very married and a damn good doctor, and really anything else, whatever.
And he does host very nice parties.
Oh, yes. Really nice. Plenty of food. You almost think that a family of 6 would eat more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, So what else involves Carlisle at the hospital there, Al?
We watch him do, his doctor thing, his excellent bedside manner.
Oh wait, does it play out like episodes of House, but like instead of addicted to Vicodin, it's blood?
I think that starts being a different story.
Yeah. No, we just see him, as he does his rounds, also as he pops in to do vaccinations. You're just gonna feel a slight sting and good job. You're very brave right just then.
Aww.
That kind of stuff.
Aww. He's a family doctor.
Yeah.
Thanks, Carlisle.
You guys, you don't understand. I suddenly really want Carlisle to tell me that I did a good job after getting the vaccination.
And he would know.
Al, question. For your laundry day stuff, does Carlisle also go to all the recitals and performances of the local school?
Of course he does.
He and Esme do. It's date night.
Aww.
They're on the PTA. I mean, come on.
Of course they are.
Because their kids are in high school.
Oh.
That's why their kids are in high school. Now we know.
Oh my god. What we also need is Esme on at PTA meetings.
Oh my god.
Oh, geez, she would be.
She would be amazing.
All right, who is next?
You are.
Oh. Okay. So what I'm thinking here, we have all that cast of characters in high school, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They all have cell phones, right?
Yes, they do.
They all have social media, right?
Ooh.
I'm wanting updates of the Twilight story as told through their Facebook pages. Go. New girl in town. Oh my god.
What's the name of the mean girl played by Anna Kendrick?
Was she a mean girl? I thought she was just a jealous girl.
Well, in Bella's eyes, kind of mean.
Oh, okay.
Jessica.
Just all her Facebook updates during the trip to San Angelo. You're going to San Angelo to buy prom dresses or homecoming dresses or whatever they were.
Heart.
Checks in at the dress shop.
Oh my god.
My god, Bella ditched us.
Yeah. And then at the end of the night, it's like, this really weird thing happened.
This weird thing happened. Edward came driving up in a Volvo. What?
Who even has a Volvo these days?
But you guys realize that there is going to be a school-wide chat about the Cullens.
Oh, yeah.
There's a secret Facebook group.
Oh, the secret life of Cullens. Yeah. Oh gosh, catching the Cullens.
No, that's gonna be my thing. So shh.
Okay. Okay.
But no, a secret Facebook group that they're all posting to, like all the students, and the Cullens are not a part of it. They know about it.
Of course they know about it.
One of them's psychic. Of course they know about it.
No, yeah. But like, just, making fun of the Cullens, commenting on like, oh, Bella's gonna try and join the clan. Oh.
Well, also, I would love it if the Cullens do know about the group, but they're not invited. So they keep, like, referencing it. Like, wouldn't it be funny if there was a town-wide chat? Huh? Wouldn't it?
No.
Just for shits and giggles.
There isn't one, Edward. Go away.
Oh, really? Huh, that's funny.
The other Cullens send Edward to, sort of ask probing questions, even though he hates it, because he can read their minds and then see the actual text of what they're posting.
That's why they send Edward.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why they know the most about him. Or the other students.
Aww.
So yeah. I just want the Facebook feed of the other people in town. Just social media in general. Hashtag Cullen.
Oh my god.
Hashtag they're totally vampires.
God, I never see them eat. Are they vampires or something?
That's body shaming, and I don't appreciate that, Becky. So just leave it out of the Cullens.
What the Cullens ever do to you? Okay, so yeah, that's my thing.
Pip!
All right.
I'm making everybody go first.
Whatever. What I'm thinking, right, is how much more interesting, Edward's quote-unquote siblings are. What I mostly want is, Alice and Rosalie, their other sister. And I want to see what they do when they go shopping. Them at the mall trying things on, buying things for everybody else because they know best. Rosalie has opinions and Alice can see what they're actually going to wear. And, just their fun adventures.
In the mall?
So you want day of the life?
Yeah, day of the life.
Okay.
Going to the social media thing. They Snapchat.
Of course they
I bet
do.
everyone in town follows their Snapchats, trying to get information.
But also, Alice just has a rocking sense of fashion.
Yeah.
Question.
Yes.
Do they have Instagram accounts? Are they Instagram stars?
Totally. I'm not sure if they're stars, because they might play it because that might get them too much attention.
Okay.
But they totally have Instagrams.
Does Edward post inspirational quotes?
Oh, yeah, totally.
All the time.
Wouldn't it be great if every time they got too popular, they just, like, completely ghosted and got a new account?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
And so that in and of itself becomes its own fandom. They're trying to find
the new account.
Yeah.
Finding Edward Cullen, a new podcast.
At one point, Alice takes a selfie while in the sun, and everyone just thinks it's a really fancy filter.
And meanwhile, like, all the other, like, Edward's like, how could you do that? And she's like,
I was cute. So they're having a good time, basically. Having fun, living life, while Edward is an emo jerk. And for a while on the internets with a Z, there was sort of a meme that Edward does scrapbooking.
I believe it.
So you're playing on that then?
Well, the Rosalie bit comes all from me. But I have this idea of Edward in my head. As sort of a loner who does a lot of arts and crafts badly. From this text conversation that some people posted years ago, and I'm really hoping it's still online somewhere, called Growing Up Cullen, which is basically just sibling antics between them all, where Edward scrapbooks and does pottery, and
Of course he does.
and knits, all very badly. And Esme loves every single thing he makes.
Because she's a good mom.
She is. And Emmett steals his scrapbooking stickers.
Because Emmett's a jerk.
Emmett's the best.
You just wanted an excuse to link to this, didn't you?
Shut up. That thing provided me tons of laughs.
That's fair.
So basically just, I want Rosalie and Alice shopping, and I want hilarious sibling hijinks.
Via Instagram.
Because they're supposed to be their sort of family, and it's not all high drama all the time. Sometimes it's, sitting around making fun of each other. And by each other, I mean Edward.
No wonder Edward wants, a human girlfriend. She thinks he's cool.
I think you guys suck.
God, the day
And not because you're vampires.
The day she laughs at one of Emmett's jokes at his expense, that's going to be heartbreaking. He's going to listen to emo music in his room for hours after that one.
Oh my god. Oh my dudes.
And then there was one.
Then there was me.
You avoided it for so long.
I did.
And yet it comes for all of us. Ask not for who the podcast pods. It pods for thee.
Actually, here's my issue in general with the concept of eternity, the concept of immortality. That's a lot of fucking time to fill up. What are they doing all that time? I want there to be a ongoing project. It's a long-running, always up there project of just new shit to learn and do. Swimming with the dolphins, they did that ages ago. They've done all that. So now they're just continually adding to their bucket list, and the bucket has a hole at the bottom. That's what the definition of eternity is.
It's depressing when you put it like that.
Yep. But you know what? How are you going to differentiate day to day? You gotta be doing something new. Now, meanwhile, these stupid kids are in high school for whatever fucking reason, learning the exact same thing over and over again. Possibly, maybe they're doing comparative studies over the years of the education standards.
Edward's totally written that.
Yeah, he has.
He got one of his PhDs with that one.
Oh, God. They're getting multiple PhDs. They're planning these elaborate family trips. And it's the big game is to find something new or something different or to learn more than somebody else. I want to find out what they're doing filling their time.
Okay. So how would they do that?
Okay. Let's say they have a long-running competition. It's gotten a lot easier now that the internet is around. Beginning of the work week, they roll a die or hit the random button or whatever. A topic comes up, and they're like, okay, guys, this is what we're learning about this week. Whoever comes with the best information again wins for this week. So they hit Grover Cleveland, and most of them roll their eyes because they were all around for Grover Cleveland. And so then, the real game is at the end of the week when you're like, okay, so the topic is Grover Cleveland, and I ended up learning how to play the xylophone. Or I learned Esperanto. And it's got to connect up back to the original topic.
Somehow.
Somehow. And whoever wins, gets a little hash mark. Let's say they have a chalkboard, a decorative chalkboard wall. They really went all in on that particular Martha Stewart thing. And so they keep their little hash marks up there of who's winning. And people who come by and visit are like, what's that? And it's it's our fantasy football league. Or
different answer every time.
Different answer every single time.
Best answer that week,
bonus points.
Gets an, yeah.
And so it's this long running, and maybe whoever wins at the end of the year, or it's on Halloween or whatever, gets to pick the vacation for that year. And everybody tries to beat out Edward, because every time he does it, he just has them go to what's the nearest city? Seattle?
Yeah, Seattle.
They just go to Seattle every time. That's it. And they're like, why? And he's like, that's where my favorite record store is.
Oh God, does Edward go to the same record store every single time he goes, every single week?
Yep. Yes, he does.
I've been going to this place since 1945. It's my favorite shop.
They have legends of him coming down to the years, the owners. Much the way I bet the hospital has legends about Cullen, about Carlisle.
It's every once in a while you'll see a young man with hair reaching the stars.
And he will buy most of the catalog, and that's how we make our rent for 2 months. Always be polite to him.
More like a year. I mean, come on. He'll pay any price for some of those records. Come on.
That's true.
The Cullens have money.
That's a good point. So don't ask any questions. He'll just come in. He'll buy your shit. You'll make rent. You make any, you suggest anything though, he might not come back.
Let him do his thing. Maybe try and sell a new record player because those things need to be replaced. Tube amps. He'll need tube amps. He can tell the difference.
Maybe his speakers need updating. He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Until that one week when he does know. And then
yeah, exactly, because he
reckoning.
learned. Because he got Grover Cleveland and he ended up learning the history of stereos.
Well, he can also read their minds, remember?
Oh, yeah. Well, whatever.
So what I'm thinking
Yeah.
is I'm loving the competition aspect of this.
Yep.
Because I want to get back to my sibling hijinks. And how they all try to shamelessly cheat.
Yes, that's an important part of it.
Because Alice can see the future and knows what topics they're going to pick. Edward can read their minds and know what they're doing right now. And Emmett is not above going into their rooms and just straight up stealing their research.
Oh my god. And I love the idea, like, oh my god. And then they're all just colluding to not let Edward win. And he knows they are. He knows.
Oh, yeah. And I'm thinking Esme is the one who judges the winner.
Carlisle takes it all very seriously. He's like, this is an important part of family bonding, and it helps the days pass so that we're not drinking human blood.
Yeah.
Yes.
The one who wins the most is Rosalie.
Ooh,
Oh,
dark
yeah.
horse.
So, I think we've covered a lot of topics here today with Twilight.
Indeed we have, sir.
Yeah, good luck editing.
Fuck you guys.
I don't even mean that as a dig for what happened to the previous audio.
So yeah, we covered a lot of topics here today. From some less murderous versions of Twilight to considerably more murderous, I'm just, again, picturing Carlisle with 2 smoking rounds from a shotgun coming out from his chest.
The sliding scale of murder.
Pip, write that book.
No, I want that t-shirt that just says sliding scale of murder. No, a coffee mug.
Coffee mug.
There we go.
Awesome. Hey guys, first mug from the show.
The sliding scale of murder. You guys have any other thoughts about Twilight before we wrap this up?
No,
I don't regret reading it.
I don't regret watching it.
I have some regrets.
I regret that it happened, but, don't regret the riff tracks, so.
So yeah, that was Twilight, everyone.
Yay!
As always, if you have a story to submit, head on over to nostorysacred.com/submission. Follow us on Twitter at nostorysacred, or send an email through contact@nostorysacred.com. Your hosts have been Alex McDonald, Brendan McDonald, Pippin McDonald, and Catherine Crichton. Editing for this episode were done by Brendan for the second time.
Fuck you!
Transcript done by Ashley DaCosta, only once. Art by J.A. Wolf. Show notes and transcript are available at nostorysacred.com. Thanks for listening, everybody, and please rate, review, and subscribe to The No Story is Sacred. You can also visit our Patreon page to support the show and get neat rewards at patreon.com/nostorysacred.
For instance, I'll probably throw the original copy of the audio that's just missing mostly my
It'll
track.
be like Garfield without Garfield. It'll be like No Story is Sacred without Brendan. Half the jokes are missing.
Yep.
We're laughing for no good reason.
Like usual.
Wow.
Oh. See you next time when we'll take another listener submission. Assassin's Creed, the movie. It's about to be a National Novel Writing Month. Follow along on Twitter as Kat tries to write the book from episode 5, Greetings Valentine. Until then, where no story is sacred, and any story can be changed. I'm Alex.
I'm Kat.
I'm Pippin.
And I'm Brendan.
And we're
No
story is sacred.